This is Mr. Llama's, however many steps I put in the title, guide to Monster Hunter World. You know, and you think, oh, why did this guy post a video about Monster Hunter World in 2020, like, 2 years after it came out? It was because my friends were playing it, and I had no choice. It's either play Call of Duty by myself and get pwned, or play Monster Hunter World. So this is my guide for new players. Not necessarily new players to Monster Hunter or to the Monster Hunter World, but just for Monster Hunter World, the game. My guide to Monster Hunter World. But just for the Monster Hunter World, the game. The first thing is, when you start the game, be prepared for a very long tutorial. Okay? You're gonna start it, you're gonna watch some really long cutscenes. It's Capcom, alright? It's Capcom. There's going to be a lot of long, unskippable cutscenes. You're gonna watch some cutscenes. You're gonna make a character, go talk to this guy, watch another cutscene. Just put some time aside for the tutorial, because I kept getting lost and didn't know where to go, and that's terrible. Oh.
Damn it.
This is more of a side point, but not necessarily a bullet point all on its own. But if you're playing this game on the PC, do not use the mouse and keyboard. It is impossible. You have to hold down one button and then press another button while you're holding that. You got to hold down two buttons and then mouse click something. We're talking like Control and then V. And then spam the space bar to do a combo trick while you're already fighting something. I don't care how much of a PC guy you are. Play this game with a controller. Plug in a controller. Doesn't matter if it's a PS4 controller or an Xbox controller. I mean, it could even be the Steam controller. Use a controller when you're playing this game. Believe me, it's worth it.
Even though there's 4 people, there should not be anything.
We were freaking savages, man. We just destroyed this monster, and we all just like hacking at it as hard as we can. It's like in Galaxy Quest, you know, and that one little alien dies and they'll eat him.
You're gonna help the little hurt one.
The next important part of learning how to play this game is to ignore everything it tells you. It's Capcom. There are lots of menus. There are lots of tabs. There are lots of pop-up menus, and hold this button down to bring up this quick wheel or whatever. There's tons and tons of menus. There's tons and tons of numbers. There's tons of words. There's tons of text, and there's tons of items. Ignore it during the tutorial. Ignore it during the first few levels or the first few story missions. Ignore everything. You're going to get through it. It doesn't matter how little or how much you know. It doesn't even matter if you're using a controller at this point. I didn't start using a controller until about an hour and a half in. Unless you're one of these people that just loves numbers and spreadsheets and just getting everything thrown at you. It's got menus on menus on menus, on tabs on tabs on tabs. During the tutorial, it's going to introduce you to the forge, the quest givers, the shop, your room. You have a room. Just ignore it, man. It's so much. It's such a pain.
Wait, he's going down. No, go down. You can. This part's broken. Oh.
Now, this next tip is probably the most important one. Don't play this game alone. If you do not have friends that play this game, don't play this game. Just put it down, or just return it on Steam, get a refund, buy something else. The whole game is meant to be played co-op. You can ask your friends, hey, what should I use, or how should I do this, or how do I do this, or how do I do this, because you're going to be asking tons of questions because you ignored the entire tutorial. Play with your friends. It's so much more fun with friends. It sucks by itself. A lot of the starting out missions you have to play alone, and it sucks. You know, guard this, take this, find this, deliver this. You know, normal Capcom crap, and it's really it's a major drag. And then you know you go into like free roam or like an expedition mode, and you play with your friends, or you go and you hunt some monster. This one gets fun, you know, you play with all your friends. You got friends shooting things, you got friends hacking things, you know, you got these little knives or a big axe, or, you know, play around with everything, man. It's so much fun. Damien, these blots are so bright. What do I have to do?
What's up? What is it? What is it?
Does anybody talk to this Smithy in the Coral Highlands? It's like some girl with dreadlocks, and I go up to talk to her, and she's like, "What's up?"
The last tip is to remember that this game is Japanese. Alright, Capcom, they're a legendary company. They've been around forever. They've been making tons of stuff. You know, you got Resident Evil, you got Mega Man, you got Lost Planet. It's a Japanese, lore-heavy, you know, third-person hack and slash game. It's really deep. Any kind of deep Japanese game, you know, you're just gonna have to realize that, well, there's gonna be some quirks, you know, there's gonna be some weird things about it that you know, aren't gonna make any sense. That you're gonna have to just go with. You just have to be cool with it. You'll be like, okay, can't jump 3 feet here, but I can jump 10 feet over here. The game was obviously made with a lot of care. You know, it's really big. It's got a lot of stuff. It's fun with your friends. Obviously, some care was put into it. But the menus and the tabs and the weapon wheels are just like, someone just took them and like, okay, we got to make this English. You know, we got to translate this to American. You know, let's just you know, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it's bad.
And get the materials from this. So I rolled back my greatsword to get accommodation.
Hold on, don't change batteries.
So that's Mr. Llama's however many tips I put in the title for Monster Hunter World. For anyone starting out in Monster Hunter World, 5 tips, 3 tips. Man, I am bright. I am so bright.